Let's move over to the next one. Sidney Crosby, speaking of the devil, will finish his career top 5 in NHL history in total points. Fact or fiction, Horwat?
Also think fact. At this point, we just discussed him signing a possible adding 3 more years to his career. That would give him 4 more years, and who knows if he wants to play after that. As long as that production stays steady and doesn't decline too harsh off of a cliff, there's no reason why he shouldn't. Absolutely fact, and not much discussion to have about it.
Yeah, we talked about the 2022 offseason earlier in our discussion about Crosby. That was also the offseason that I put together a pacemaker or a pace chart for Sidney Crosby to finish his career top 5 all time. And it was contingent upon him signing a 3-year extension. So thankfully, I feel like I might have predicted that one correctly, which means my pace chart can actually continue to go for the next 4 years. But he needed 90 points in the first and second year. He went 93-94. So he's already ahead of the pace. For the remainder of his career, if he signs a 3-year extension, he would need 60 this year, 50, 50, 50 his last 3 years. I think that is 100% on the table. If not, finishing above, top 5, he'd probably finish in the top 4 and surpass, I believe it's Ron Francis, who's 4th overall, or Gordie Howe. I'd have to go back and double check. But yeah, I'm going to say fact as well, because you're telling me that he just needs to go 60, 50, 50, 50 the next 4 years when he was scoring at a 90-point pace. And honestly, higher than a 90-point pace through most of the last couple of seasons. Yeah, I'm going to back Sidney Crosby on that one. I'm going to say fact as well.
And especially if he can get point per game for one more season to knock out that record, then that drops the pace a little bit lower, because you're going 60, 50, 50. I mean, let's say he crushes another 82-point season.
Yeah.
It drops those last 3 seasons to way smaller numbers if he needs to. And 50 still sounds like a reasonable number to hit. And for Sidney Crosby, until it doesn't happen, the pace for him, regardless of what he's trying to do, is point per game. That's it.
Yeah.
That's his standard, I guess is what I should have said, not pace. That's his standard.
That's the standard. Yeah. It has been his entire career.
So let's say if it's 82 for the next 4 seasons, I don't know the numbers right now, if that's the standard until it deviates from there, that obviously puts him well in the top 5.
Yeah, let me look at what that actually would be. Right now, he has 1,596. If he had 82 the next couple of seasons, like you mentioned, I did multiplication. That was a mistake. All right. We'll get back to you. Yeah, we'll get back to you on that one. But I did mention that Ron Francis was 4th. He's actually 5th. So the pace that I stated would be passing Ron Francis for 5th. He's 52 points shy at that point of Gordie Howe for 4th. And then he's also, at that point, only about 88 points shy of Mark Messier for 3rd. So he would get pretty high up there. And honestly, with the way Connor McDavid's been going the last couple of seasons, you might need to finish 3rd to make sure that after McDavid's done, you are still up there as a top 5 guy.
Securing your spot.
Yeah. And by the way, if he had 82 points the last 4 seasons, I did it correctly this time on the calculator. He'd have 1,924 points, which would put him 3 points ahead of Jaromir Jagr for 2nd all time.
Now, do I expect Sidney Crosby to be a point per game player for the last 4 years of his career? No, not quite. But that's his pace. That's his standard.
That's the standard.
That's the standard.
And the standard.
We live in Pittsburgh. The standard is the standard.
Standard is the standard. God damn it. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, obviously. But as you mentioned, the more he scores this year, the less he's going to have to score those following years to finish in the top 5. So again, the unequivocal fact about this is that this is a fact that he's going to finish top 5 all time.